clearing them out in lane, in team fights. So hopefully Kuko has a decent game at least, because they're gonna need this anchor smash.
Okay.
And they're putting Lycan mid here. It's quite smart.
What are you looking to avoid here between that mid lane matchup if Nisha were to go mid?
I mean, even if Nisha goes mid, right, it's a fine matchup. It's just maybe a little Oracle favored or completely even. I believe this should be a very Lycan favored lane.
And it's just because the Wolves do much more work here against Oracle, is the thinking?
Yeah, I mean, especially when you start getting up, when Lycan starts hitting level 3-5, I don't see Oracle getting a CS without using a nuke, you know?
We'll see if he'll have the mana to sustain it. Already tanking creeps a ton here is topson early, but he did already deal with the Wolves. It's a couple more for him, but a nice little disengage with the Fortune's End. Eager to see how well topson can play this. I think Nat said it was the first overall Oracle pick in the entire tournament. Liquid's playing right now. I thought maybe they would have, given it a go. Insania really, really likes this hero, and he really makes it shine. But instead, it's topson mid lane here. So
yeah,
really excited to see how he gets things done. So far, pretty good. 9-0 versus 7-1. But Nisha is having to skip some creep waves up top lane as a result of, well, just Whitemon existing. This Undying, man, so strong.
Yeah. This is one of those lanes, though, where Nyx and Leshrac, you will see them struggle early, but then suddenly you get to that point where Nisha gets a few levels in Edict, and the Undying just starts dying. He can't play this tanky role anymore. So, yeah. They just have to try to get some levels. But Syek is doing a really good job here, pulling waves. So there's no problem for them at all.
Second straight that they've managed to pull now. And the Undying attempting to, I'm not sure, maybe try and scout elsewhere, but like you say, they just need the levels. Undying, of course, Whitemon, he brought all this consumable regen to lane. He's going to be a little bit disappointed he's not really getting the fighting lane that he'd want. Yeah. 5 mangoes and a clarity. I mean, he's actually got no permanent item in his inventory. Everything's going to disappear here eventually.
Yeah. What you have to say, though, is like Nyx is contesting Morphling, right? And Undying is contesting Leshrac. And you can see how that pans out on the CS there, where, okay, it's evened out a little bit, but Morphling does have quite a bit few more CS than Leshrac.
As it's even with 4 base armor and a decent amount of HP regen. He's just really no match. I think like Fear was saying during the panel segment, Nyx just can't threaten. The nukes are not high enough on Impale. His attack damage is, minimal, less than 50.
Yeah.
And the only other lane we haven't really touched on, hold that thought actually, is top lane. They're making a play onto Whitemon, and it's even a kill there for Nisha. Zayt's setting that one up with a really nice Impale.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. You're Undying, you think you're invincible, but then these heroes with a lot of nukes, right, they get a few levels, and you die.
I wanted to take a quick look down bottom, where we haven't really talked about this one too much, but this was, I believe, a 24th pick Tidehunter into already a basically established Ursa lane. Kuku doing phenomenal, though, in these early waves, 17-3 compared to 16-0. Is this going to start to look a bit more difficult as Puppey gets perhaps a second point in Holy Persuasion?
Yeah, and it's also just Ursa levels in general, especially when you have a Tusk as your 4. But the early game, yeah, he's doing a good job. I'm pretty sure they did pick the Ursa into the Tide.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Pardon me then. Pardon me. Then yeah, I guess right now the name of the game for Secret is just get levels, right? Because all their lanes, it sounds like we've settled on, have start to get a bit stronger with more experience.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm still so excited to see this Oracle, like what he'll accomplish. Like, apparently he has no problems last hitting here, right? I thought he would struggle a bit more versus these Wolves, but what is it, 27 last hits? That's basically every last hit with my math. So that's really good.
Yeah, probably a couple of extra Wolves as well. Wrong summons. I mean, yeah, he gets through these Wolves fairly easily, doesn't he? 400 HP on them. They do have really good magic resist, but Oracle has just got overwhelming magic damage, it would seem, at this stage of the game for them.
Yeah, it appears that way.
Doing just fine as well, CSing under tower. Good topson.
Yeah.
On bottom, Tempest or Puppey. Threatening onto Kuku. Needs to make sure that Fury swipe stack never gets too high, otherwise that's the only way he really takes a death in this lane.
Yeah. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm wondering if because what I expected was like every lane for T1 was gonna get really hard eventually. Like when you get a lot of high-level wolves on Lycan, Like the Oracle doesn't want to be mid. When he gets like, you know, upgraded boots on Ursa a few more levels, then like playing for the Tidehunter gets really hard.
Whitemon? Topson's ganking, sorry, level 6 here. Whitemon was tanking a lot of spells. They also could have killed down bottom onto the Tusk, but dive underneath the tower goes Ana, and receiving the kill is Topson. Nice little combo there with the Fortune's End Purifying Flames. Down goes Nisha.
Yeah, you can try to dodge him, but it come for you. Watch out for Topson.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in that sense, the Oracle, especially with pretty good cast ranges, considering the laning stage, makes a very good surprising ganker. However, down bottom, they're making a play on the Cuckoo, the TP away, Cuckoo. They needed one more stack there on the Fury, so IPC will make it safely back home.
That's 0.3 seconds away from disaster. When you die without TP, that's a walk of shame, as they say.
And a very slow walk for the Watermelon. Oh, he's got phase boots though, actually. Coming along very nicely for his itemizations. But mid lane, some lasting damage done to this tier 1 tower with the first wagon. Rezo already with the Helm of the Dominator. Pardon me, and a Centaur Conqueror showing in the mid lane.
Yeah, so Rezo's farm is really good, of course, as expected. But I mean, Topson has kept up just as well, right? And me personally, I expected Secret to do a little better in every lane, but yeah, let's see here. Now it's time for Lycan to show his worth.
Yeah, and Cuckoo's already made the rotation over to the mid lane. There's going to be an Impale onto Zephyr, Snowball forced out onto the Wolves, but a nice bit of micro there from Rezo is going to secure him the kill.
Yeah. I mean, you have this... Okay, maybe it's fine. Level 4. He's going to hit level 5 here with Tidehunter. Can probably hold mid.
They're going to go top again. Topson at least making the rotation over, but is going to continue making his run. Might run into some trouble himself, though, with Zayats and Rezo. Heading into the dire side, though, and Topson's going to deviate south into the jungle.
He wants this stack.
Oh yeah, actually. Topson is stealing a stack in the meantime.
Dude, dodging certain death. Lycan and Nyx coming from you behind, you know? You just walk even deeper. And still their stacks.
It's a big stack. It's a triple stack.
Oh, who's drawing there? Okay, so Nisha is drawing. I think he knows. Topson is back there.
This Topson guy always going 404 on every single mid laner.
Look. Oh, this is dirty. Oh my god.
They're all gone.
Yeah.
Topson now, all of a sudden, he leaps to the head of the board for last hits and denies. His net worth as well, reflecting nicely, 3,600 as they're going to make the play onto Zayats. Gets off a nice Impale, though, and the spiked Carapace, but surrounded by T1 heroes, he will fall. Yeah,
then that's where you see the Oracle, right? Like, Purifying Flames there maxed out at 7 minutes. It's a lot of damage. And he's also going for the Axe, so that will be cool.
So he actually went for Fortune's End first, as it helps him farm a bit faster with that AoE damage. He's just running into the middle of camps and Fortune's Ending himself to root everyone. And it's working out really nicely. I mean, you saw how it looked pretty convincing, didn't it? How quickly he took that stack.
Yeah. No, the cooldown. Like, I never get the cooldown this low, you know?
Yeah, me neither.
So it does feel really good when you have it.
6 seconds, and yeah, I don't believe it's just 280 damage straight up, isn't it? You don't need to max channel it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty speedy here. Whitemon maybe in some trouble. This is of course a Topson mid lane Oracle, so he doesn't have the point in False Promise.
Look at that damage on Nisha, though.
But his own tankiness as Nisha is gonna die. Topson persists. In comes Rezo, though.
Ooh, I think he got
no cancel ready, the Impale. Oh, the speedy little Centaur Conqueror there with the stomp in time is going to be able to punish Topson.
Yep, very nice, very nice.
Hard to blame him there. I think against almost any other mid laner, you know, Tombstone is going to actually slow them down and allow him to escape, but not against the Shapeshift.
No, for sure. I mean, Secret are quietly taking a bit of a gold lead, but it's nothing major, right? It's just a few hundred gold. So
he'll be okay.
That's nice.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The problem now, I guess, is they don't really have anyone to stand versus Lycan. I mean, the Morphling is going to try to TP up here. Let's see. Yeah, I guess he can chase him away. It's just if they go together with Lycan, like a few heroes, 2 or 3 heroes together here, I don't know if they can fight into that. They do have Ravage and Tombstone though, so like, yeah, lineup is not too bad.
I wonder, you know, to deal with all of this magic damage early, taking a look towards the Puppy Chen, who we haven't really spoken about too much. If he's going to end up trying to find one of these small creeps, so the Centaur Coursers, right? What is it, the 10% magic resist aura for free, basically?
No, yeah, for sure. And yeah, speaking of Puppy, he's had a really nice lane. Like, usually when you see who won a lane, right, you only look at the core players. But if you compare the supports here, Puppy's actually ahead of the position 4 with 800 gold. And I think he has, he has mech coming.
There's full mech, 10 minutes.
Yep, very strong.
Mech buffed as well in 732. Recipe cost decreased, but I think most importantly, especially early, this cooldown going down by 15 seconds. And T1 dropping a tombstone here. There is no point in Ravage. Now, if they can get a kill, Tide will probably get up to level 7 here, and he can commit for the point. But right now, T1 just trying to run at enemies and not a lot of lockdown at their disposal.
Yeah. No, I guess they can try to like snowball in, right? But it's not the easiest. They don't have the easiest initiation right there.
A nice play by Nisha. Even though he's not the mid laner, of course he knows one of his objectives here is definitely that mid tier 1 tower. He's gone for the sampler build here on the Lesh 2-2-2-1. And coming along very nicely for his farm and experience as he's catching back up after having to split experience with Zayats in the lane.
Yeah. But, I mean, Secret are chugging along. Everyone's getting decent farm here. I guess only Nisha has a little catch up to do, but he's still level 8, 11 minutes. It's not bad at all. And he's a Leshrac, so if there is farm, he can farm it.
He'll find it. And I think that sentry might have just caught Zayats on his way out of its range. For now, I think Secret, they're going to be fighting as mainly 4, but only for a couple more minutes, as Crystal is actually almost completing his Diffusal Blade down bottom. We might see him get a bit active early. Of course, the Ursa already having a bit of a favorable matchup against the Morphling naturally because of the Fury swipes. You don't really want to shift one way or the other against that kind of thing. But now Mana Burn as well.
Okay, setting up a kill on Resto here, but he's very fast.
Yes, the root as well was a minimum cast, but very nice ice shards out from Zephyr. Forces Resto the other way around. Topson as well is going to go ahead and false promise himself to not die to the summons, but a nice stun from Zayats, I believe, onto 2 or 3 maybe.
It's a lot of damage on him.
Topson here. Oh, he's still going to drop. Rezo picks up the kill in exchange for Zayats.
Yeah, no, that's Lycan versus Oracle for you. Even when you have 5k net worth. You just die to minions.
Be a bit painful for him, especially as Secret. Again, Crystal is, not really deviating from this bottom lane at all. In fact, he's going to see this tower go down while he picks up his own Diffusal.
Yeah, no, Secret are playing the map really well. Like, they're gaining a lot of farm. Even though, like, the kills are basically even, right? They already had 3k gold. And they're 2 towers up?
2 towers, yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe they'll try to go mid here with no Lycan ulti. But it's not that easy. Puppy's still strong, like he has mech.
Yeah, Puppy is really strong. He did use Hand of God in that previous exchange. He doesn't have that one at least, and he's got to be in the vicinity for that mech to kick in.
But look at these tornadoes!
Yeah. Cuckoo. He has Ravage, as there's going to be the jump onto him now. Look at that, the Enrage is going to allow Crystals to shrug this one off with a snowball onto 2. They make the jump, and Ana, and getting involved early, is there for the kill. Nisha doing a lot of AoE damage, surrounded by 4, taking them down one by one, but Puppy cannot keep him alive despite his best efforts with the mechanism. As T1 now sent scattering. Wow, the Helm of the Overlord already finished.
Yeah.
Black Drake here.
I think they might have had a little bit of a communication issue there where I think Resolution just finished it and he really wanted to get an Ancient Creep. So he showed up a bit late. And so maybe Secret could have waited before they committed in there.
Yeah, but just look at this damage that the Nisha gets to do in this fight. 3,100. This is why having some heals, even for some time, there was a Wisp Lesh strat running for a couple weeks. The longer you can keep this guy alive, the more damage he's going to output. It's almost that simple.
Yeah, no, he's really strong. I think you saw the Ursa there go in and go down, so to speak. I think he overcommitted with the, what is it, the little Earth jump?
Earthshock.
Yeah, Earthshock, yeah.
Front flip.
They let the front flip squiddly do. He probably should have kept that to get out. But
Chris, I think he wanted to stop a Ravage from coming through maybe, but Cuckoo just a little bit too tanky in the early game. Now has a Sanj.
It's a Roche though.
That's a Roche without the Ravage to fight. Chris Secret feel like T1 can't reasonably contest, and they're right about that. T1, they make no moves. Instead, they're going to head down bottom where Ana picks up the first tower of the game in favor of T1.
Yeah, that's something. Like, if you don't at least pick up that tower, you start feeling kind of bad. But now you're like, all right. Waiting Ravage, we got a tower. It's all good.
Yeah, And I think Secret have done extremely well with these, like reading the map. Nisha especially has been a highlight for me. You know, both teams doing it as well, right? Secret are doing Roche, T1 do the best of their space, they look to go bottom. Secret sees them take bottom, as they expect. Nisha goes top, takes a tier 1 tower for free. Good stuff.
Yeah. I'm just really curious how these team fights from now on are gonna pan out, because both teams, they believe that they can be the ball that you can't run into. You have T1, right? They have Ravage, they have Tombstone, and they're gonna have this Axe on Oracle, which deals a lot of damage and heals. But at the same time, Secret have Chen, right? And they have Leshrac, so like it's gonna be this, what is it, unstoppable force and meets the whatever.
Yeah, it feels like a Secret. They see themselves as the unstoppable force. T1 maybe, especially with Reigns of Destiny now on the way for topson. Cuckoo, of course, threatening with a Ravage, a Tombstone placed down. They might be the immovable object in their own eyes.
Yeah, because that's what I expect them to believe from their own lineup. So I'm curious to see when they clash here eventually.
I mean, we might get that treat here sooner than we think. Crystallis showing in the mid lane, where the rest of the team is kind of baiting him, smoked around him. Zayat's planting down an Observer Ward. That's going to see Whitemon immediately. Gets the Tombstone up. They're going to get the D Ward, and happy with that. Zayat's, just fast enough there to evade the Ice Shards. It's Tombstone down. Secret can just wait this one out. Maybe even push mid in the meantime.
Yeah, just go from the left here. So now you've lost your Tombstone. You're definitely weaker. You might even have to give up the tower. So let's see.
That'd be a second tier 1 tower already in the first, 2 minutes of this Aegis?
Yeah, I mean, and the issue here is like topson is on our Oracle, right? He's not this Ember Spirit free farming while Secret are committing 5 heroes. He's just sitting with his team, not getting any resources.
He's nuking a range creep from Fog.
Yeah.
That's about it. And as you can see, the double Tempest, you know, the rarity. You know, I grew up in the Midwest, Pi, where we had the tornadoes coming. Oh, Lord, if I saw 2 of them.
Double trouble.
Double trouble from Puppey, absolutely. And down goes the tier 2 tower. I mean, Secret, more or less, it feels like they've been uncontested in a lot of their map movements. They weren't let into the triangle by the Tombstone placed down. But other than that, they'll go ahead and just move as to where they please and take that tier 2.
Yeah, so far very smooth, easy game for them. Like there's no rush for them. Like as you said, running into this triangle, that might be maybe a bit too difficult, even though they're quite a bit ahead right now. So they probably should just keep farming like this. They're just constantly gaining gold. Getting more and more ahead.
So you yourself admitted you're a bit of a topson stream enjoyer. When did this Oracle look at its peak, you know? When did it look strong to you and kind of made you go, what is he doing, from that to, okay, this is maybe legit?
I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, I don't ever think it was that strong. Let's hear, they might jump in mid.
Okay, and they will. And with Zayat's nearby, they've got the kill.
Yeah. So yeah, a little bit of topson stream lore. I believe he spammed Oracle at the same time as he was spamming Zeus. And in this period, I think he was losing a lot of MMR, so... but, I mean, it's not like he lost every game.
No, of course not.
Alright, T1 getting chased down here.
Yeah, that's going to be another easy kill for them. Team Secret showing off their voice lines as well in the supporter pack. Yeah, I mean, it sounded like, as well from that, I remember from that period of time, everyone was talking about the 404 Zeus, the 404 Zeus this and that, it's so good, and then even Nisha started really impressing some people with it over at the Riyadh Masters. That's about the time I recall this happening. I don't remember a lot of people saying much about the 404 Oracle,
a little kill
but
back
here's a kill. Yeah,
nice.
Something
Are they
for T1.
Okay, so Crystallis is teeping here. I don't know.
As well, giving chase. It's got a full Bloodstone. Probably one of 2 heroes in the entire game right now that feels comfortable buying this item this early, especially.
Oh, which one? What's the other one?
Maybe a Storm.
I don't think so. I think this is the hero. And the funny part, right, is that it's completely bonkers on Leshrac. Like, it's so broken. I'm a bit surprised we haven't seen it more. Because in pubs, I have to play this hero a lot.
Zephyr. Oh, he thinks better about going up to that high ground where Secret, of course, are lying in wait. They've got an Observer as well. That would have been a bit of a scary jump to make, especially because Rezo sitting on the last couple seconds of this DD rune. And speaking of last couple of seconds, Crystallis' Aegis is going to be reclaimed. Decent progress here made. Good accomplishments under first Aegis, would you say, for Secret?
Yeah, I mean, they're completely fine with how this game is going. I'll just speak for T1. Like, it's just a bit unfortunate when you pick this kind of tempo type hero mid, like an Oracle, that you want to get your Ags and then go. And then you do finish your Ags, and now it's been 5 minutes with your Ag at him, and you haven't even used the spell once.
Yeah,
so that's not very comfortable for you.
Yeah, and I mean, it's unfortunate for the Oracle. It's not an Axe that's going to help him farm or anything like that, right? It's a team fighting Axe. That's where we'll see it shine. And, well, the only kind of time he's been engaged on, he's gotten 100-0 during the lockdown from Chrysalis and Zayats.
Yeah. Actually, I do think you can farm with it.
Oh? I don't know if I've seen him use it yet.
No, I mean, there hasn't been anything to farm, right? Like, Secret have held the map very, like an iron grip.
Here they go now. Cuckoo. Taking this one on all the ice shards, though, and every little thing. Zephyr's in real deep.
Oh, here's the Axe. Oh, going more. Uh-oh. Wow, that could have been so much worse for T1, and it could have also been so much better. Unfortunately, topson got caught by Nick stun, so he couldn't. Like, Ana was going in full glory blazing because he was expecting topson to save him, but topson got caught by some stray stun, and yeah, Ana just dies. Fortunately, almost all of them managed to TP out, so it's not too bad.
Nope, not too bad. They get a tier 1 tower for their troubles, and still a kill onto Puppey and a kill onto Rezo. Means they don't leave the fight completely empty-handed. But I think any fight that Secret can walk away from and then immediately move onto the enemy side of the map is a fight that, honestly, they're not too displeased with. A fight that means they don't take, you know, a bunch of tower damage, maybe lose a major objective. They're probably okay with that, as we'll take another look at the fight.
Yeah, no, because what I wanted to say here, now when the fight begins, right? You think, like, this initiation is kind of botched, like, it's not looking good. But then the immovable object, right? Like, the Secret tried to run in here, but what happens? They have to run away. Look, you can't fight this tombstone.
No.
Look, Nisha trying to man up, but they have to run. But this is when the unfortunate thing happened. Look here, look at topson. I believe he gets stunned in the back here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then... oh, yeah, he doesn't manage to save his buddy Ana. And that's what Ana expected the save there, so very well played by Sayak to get that.
They got to bail out of that fight pretty quickly. Secret, in the meantime, they find a free pickoff onto the Tusk. Nothing too major. Tusk now does have Blink Dagger. He did manage to amass the gold for that. So Snowball save, False Promise, now both an option. We'll keep our eyes out for that one, as Secret might not be expecting the Tusk Blink at this exact moment.
Yeah, no, a very good pickup. I think, do they have all their spells? Ravage and 6? Yeah, they should fight again. Like, there's no need to wait there. And I'm not sure about Secret posturing here. Let's see.
T1 holding a ward.
Yeah, T1 should definitely try to fight there. Like, they should go, go, go. Don't let him get out.
They're going to smoke up. And Chrysalis is going to make it out of the jungle with a Ancient Granite Golem in tow. That one's Rezo's, of course. Zayats as well with his own Blink Dagger. They're out for some more fantastic initiations. He found, I believe, a couple of 2-man impales, 3 even in that last instance, in that last engagement.
Yeah, Roche is up, right? Yeah.
There's number 2. It's always a big one. That's always one that Ursa has his eyes on.
Oh, they cannot let them have this. Like, this has to be a fight. Yeah, second smoke. Smoke into smoke. Let's go.
They go now. They're going to be holding the Ramp of Death. Roche already down to half HP. It's even just a small win if right now they can force Chrysalis out of the pit, but they can't. Oh, they're not fast enough, Pi.
I think they should fight anyway. But Secrets are smart. They're not, like, rushing in.
Nope. No, they're really just showing and sacking the Ancient Black Dragon right now.
They're ganking a Black Dragon. Unfortunate.
250 gold. That's a loss that Secret can afford to take right now.
Yeah. No, I really wanted them to go a little more crazy there. Like, should have tried harder to find that fight.
Knights and Chrysalis, maybe a bit of a hunting duo, but definitely respecting the position in here from T1, especially, of course, with the, I think that's an Observer, yes, indeed, out from Secret on the cliff. Yeah, I thought Whitemon was going to commit a Tombstone there to de-ward for a second.
Yeah, I mean, because the awkward part now for T1, right, is just they have one hero farming, and yeah, they're just sitting fight together. So the gold is just going to keep going up and up and up for Secret.
And this Ursa is going to continue to scale very nicely, right, with a free Ag Shard, heading into Basher, Abyssal next. You know, he's got plenty of items he can still really look to go for.
Might have a fight coming here. Ana.
Oh, he's just in. Look at that, right on a white mom, but they can't burst him. He does get the tombstone down to the high ground. Crystallis, disarmed by a second, is going to BKB up. Nisha is going to actually find the stun on the topson, and he forces the Reign to Destiny and the False Promise both onto him. Crystallis will find his man eventually here. So down goes white man. They're not fighting on any tombstone anymore, as well as
they're not
Cuckoo now
together.
is being focused onto Crystallis. They get through Ana, as Rezo and Zayats, I think, are going to collect him. Topson on his high ground. Zephyr doing what he can with a brief walrus punch, but I think he's not safe here. Yeah, nope. Impale's going to catch him. Crystallis, the last of his mana here for the overpower, and an full team wipe in favor of Team Secret.
Yeah, very nice for Secret there. It's unfortunate, like if you see right, they didn't even get to use Ravage. Like Ana kind of waveformed away by himself, and then they were split up. With Whitemon already dead early too. And after that, it's just very difficult to fight.
Yep. I really like Crystallis' jump there. You know, when an Ursa's right on top of Undying, obviously not a matchup Undying particularly likes, despite how tanky it can be. It's a quick decision. Do I put down Tombstone or do I die and save it for the next fight? He decided to quickly put it down, and unfortunately T1, they just weren't really set up around it.
Yeah.
Cuckoo though? Oh, okay. From the trees. As Secret clean up an entire mid lane of barracks. That's the kind of building damage that they can do, especially with the Lesh.
Yeah, so now we're in a definitely despair part of this game here for T1. They do still have a Tombstone, they have Ravage. So like what they need is the Ursa to jump in, right? And they need to hit the Halberd right away, I believe. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, they accomplished that this time, but again, they just end up fighting away from Tombstone, and
yeah.
Above our camera here is where Ana ends up as well.
Now you can see it's just they're getting.
Whoa! Oh, they're in.
They're going. Oh my god!
Topson's gonna buy back. Nisha as well doing some damage onto Cuckoo, forcing him out. But at least the more from Ana allows him to find a stun, find a kill onto Zayats. Crystallis on the run with Aegis still for 2 minutes, as Ana is gonna end up getting caught here by the split or a stun. Reigns of Destiny here to heal him up as Cuckoo falling low, receives the False Promise, is able to at least get the Ravage off. But Crystallis fighting on through this. That might be enough damage to kill him. Hand have gotten out from Secret as their heals are coming in. Once again, Topson, he's gonna be jumped and killed. That's a dieback for him. Ana BKB, but he's just running for his life. Cuckoo is alive, but they have to call it. This game, it's over, Pi.
Yeah. No, at the end there's just there's too much net worth to fight through. Like you can see their lineup, they're staying alive more than you expect, but 20 gold behind Aegis, it's just too much.
Yep, and yeah, I don't know, on these kind of, you know, on these heroes like the Oracle, that they can feel really strong and almost imba with a huge level advantage that you get in the mid lane, it does feel like you've only got a couple of fights to really get that right before enemies kind of make up the level advantage, and then, you know, you just feel a little bit more like a support than a core.
Yeah, no, a lot was just... Yeah, no, the T1 just never got to use their heroes together. Like, they get the first Roche before he completes his Aghanim on Oracle, and then he spends, what, 7 minutes not using it, and then they have this fight mid that could have like turned the game, but it just doesn't work out quite well enough, and then they give up second Roche for free. They don't manage to contest, and after that the game is very hard to play.
Game gets difficult for them as T1 pull out the Topson mid lane. Oracle doesn't go very well. We'll see what they have in draft for us for game number 2, but before that, to break down game number 1, we've got Nat T and the panel for some more analysis.
Thank you so much, Seek and Pipe. Yes, we obviously have to talk about the main thing here, that Oracle mid. Kezu, I mean, how did that draft for T1 end up shaping for you? You know, them putting Oracle mid, but also end up not putting that Undying in the off lane.
Yeah, so I thought they were gonna have something, you know, cool in store, and I'm always ready and happy to be surprised, which didn't happen this game. I feel like I have to go back to like January. I feel like this is a very big outdraft, one of the bigger ones we've seen. I feel like the second phase is actually it's a disaster for T1. Secret picked Chen. I feel like your response to it is very mediocre. You don't really pick a lot of teamfight, not a lot of damage. And this also shows when Secret doubled down, picking a very free Lycan on 18, because you already didn't answer the Chen. Now Lycan is good. Then you last pick Tide also without banning Ursa. And then I feel like their draft just did not come together for T1 at all.
And I mean, throughout the game as well, Chrysalis on Ursa just didn't feel that pressure. But Fear, was there much more T1 could have done with their draft, or you were all eggs in the basket for Secret for this one?
Well, I haven't seen Oracle. I did mention earlier there's a good reason for why I haven't seen Oracle. Not a big believer in the hero. At least they did something different with it than putting on pause 5, because I think it's a weak 5, but looking at this game too, it doesn't look that much better in the mid position. I think they started off with a really good draft here, but I think this Oracle's gotta get shelved. I am not impressed by this hero this patch whatsoever, but I did enjoy a lot how Team Secret made adjustments. Not every team can do this by putting their offlane player in the mid lane to give him a laning advantage here, so that was really smart by Team Secret, and I think that threw T1 off quite a bit in this game. They didn't expect that, and kudos to Secret on this game. Like, it was very smart on the way they drafted. On top of that, their laning decisions are really good. And yeah, just shout out to Nisha and Rezo to be able to branch out of their comfort zone and play in a lane that they probably haven't played in months, I would imagine, at least.
Yeah, it's showing that versatility that Secret are able to pull out. And for yourself, T-Panda, I mean, we've touched on the draft, we've touched on that laning, but as we got later into the game, there's some key things that stood out for how Secret were just sort of running over this map.
I think this is one rare example of where Morphling does not have a game. Like, where T1, basically where they were looking for pickoffs and getting their game to roll out, they still had a net worth deficit towards these Lycans, Ursas, Lishraks, and it's like, you guys are going to fall behind really fast if you don't hit your timings early. And with this Oracle specializing in that early game damage, when you don't get the maximum out of this hero, I feel like maybe there should have been some changes on T1's side. Like, I think the Undying maybe should have still been a core instead of a support to kind of give more for this Morphling, have that beefy front to go with. But it just fell flat, right? I mean, to be completely honest, like, it was a special type of draft from T1, but like Kezu and Fear both said, like, Secret adjusted really well to this, and I believe that once they had that net worth lead, they were not going to let go of that.
I mean, yeah, credit due. That Secret played this absolutely outstandingly, and T1 always trying to think outside of the box. Sometimes it works, it does wonders for them. Other times it unfortunately ends up in a game that we just saw there. But looking forward, Kezu, do you feel that it is a very easy fix and adjustment for T1, that it is this draft thing and, you know, there isn't really too much to worry about?
So I feel like they started off well with their draft. There was nothing wrong with the first pick Undying. You have good bans and you get the morph on 8. But I feel like if they knew they were going to pick those heroes second phase, first of all, I don't think it's good. But let's say they want to do it again. You need to adjust your bans proper. There's no way Secret can close the second phase with a Lycan there and then close the last phase with an Ursa. So if they want to stick to their comfort, which is this, which I feel like they should slightly swap away from. It's okay to be crazy, but you don't need to, you know, try it too much. They tried it one game, it's fine, and then going into the next one, they should just try to make some small adjustments here, especially in the banning phase.
And I want to go back to the Oracle just a little bit because we saw the Ags come out, Fear. Do you think that was the play to go, that the Oracle build could have been a little bit different? Or you're like, this is a topson thing, man, I ain't even going to question whatever he was doing with mid-Oracle?
I mean, that's what I had to go with at the beginning, right? It's topson, he's playing Oracle, he always busts heroes out like this, he always surprises us. You know, I don't know what other item build he could have went to have impact this game, like maybe a Dagon or something, I'm not sure. But like, this hero in particular in the mid lane, the Ags, yeah, he dropped in that one team fight mid, and it's like, you know, the rain is trickling on them, you don't really notice much stuff happening, but it is like a debuff on regen and amplification on regen, so maybe in a long fight it could work, but super underwhelming this game. Normally you see topson with a much more standout performance, and I really think the hero selection